I saw Nosferatu. Hi, thank you for tuning into the Tom Batelson Show. Yeah, I saw Nosferatu because here on this channel, and me specifically, I love vampires and Dracula and werewolves and witches and Anne Rice novels and all that good horror type stuff. And I read the original Dracula when I was in college as a college student. And I've mentioned this before, I'm not a horror fan. I'm a monster movie fan. I don't need your slasher movies, your dismemberment movies, your torture movies. It's not my jam. Give me a good old-fashioned monster movie, and the classic monsters are always my favorite. This is a 2024 retelling of the 1922 silent film classic of the same name. Now, spoilers. This is going to be spoilers. I didn't know that this Nosferatu would be a Dracula movie. It is a Dracula movie. They changed all of the names, and I think also the original does the exact same thing. They call it Nosferatu, but what it is Dracula. It follows the same basic story, and it's really true to it. There's little bits and pieces that they change that, which won't matter, but all the characters are still represented. I know who Mina and Jonathan Harker are, I know who Van Helsing is, I know who Dracula is, and I know who Renfield is. The names are all different, but the story's basically the same. Now, because of that, the middle of this movie is a little on the slow side, because I know what happens. I know when the Demeter's making the crossing over to where they're going, even though they're not going to London this time, they're going to Germany, and I don't know what body of water that they're sailing on, but that doesn't matter. It's the same basic story. Dracula's hunting Mina for whatever reason. He's in love with her, needs her, wants her, what have you. But this one, without giving it away, the movie's kind of like Jaws, to where you don't get to see the vampire until the very, very end. This movie is very shadowy, and they keep Count Orlok, who's the Dracula character's name, in shadow through most of it. But you see what the character looks like in basic form, and they're going with the Vlad the Third or Vlad the Impaler or Vlad Dracula look, the actual historical character that they say is based, that Bram Stoker based his character on, who is the son to Vlad II, also known as Vlad Dracul or Vlad the Dragon. Dracul, Dragon, Dracula, that's what that comes from. So, this could be this generation's Dracula movie, with Bill Skarsgård as the Count, as Count Orlok. Just the same way the boomers had Bela Lugosi and Christopher Lee, and Gen Xers like me had Frank Langella and Gary Oldman as Dracula, and Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula, who's a great Dracula, by the way. Gary Oldman's fantastic, and Frank Langella, of course, is the sexy Dracula. Soft spot in my heart for that one. This movie is shot in black and white, except it isn't. It's not shot in black and white, but you think it is? And I have no doubt that the director would have shot this movie in black and white for the stark, dreary look of the topic and how the movie goes. But let's face it, you got to have blood. And blood, you need red. I think that's why. Like, it would have been in black and white if it wasn't for blood. You need to have blood because of the red. The cinematography in this movie is gorgeous. It is absolutely phenomenal. Every scene is a beautiful picture of light and dark and people in shadows and people you can't tell what's going on. And because you know the story of Dracula, everything's like, ooh, you get that giddy feeling, you know what's going to happen, but you're waiting to see how they do it, how they pull this thing off. The cinematography comes to a head at the very end. Because at the very end, I can't remember if I said spoilers or not because I'm totally spoiling this movie. You know what? I probably put it up at the beginning. That's probably what I did. At the very end, you get the first and only fully lit by sunlight scene, and it makes complete sense that the sun finally comes in to vanquish the evil. That's what happens at the end, happens at the end of every Dracula movie in one form or another, where the son finally comes in to kill Dracula and he doesn't have any of his home earth to return to. I walked out thinking I didn't know this would be a Dracula movie. And I walked out going, this is a marvelous Dracula movie without saying Dracula in it. Really, really marvelous. It's as true to the book as just about any of the others, give or take a character thrown in here or there. But the basics, like I said, are all there. And Willem Dafoe, okay, as the Van Helsing character is tremendous. By the way, if we're on vampires and Willem Dafoe, if you haven't seen Shadow of the Vampire with him and John Malkovich, which is a fun movie set in 1922 and the filming of the original Nosferatu, and Willem Dafoe plays Max Schreck, which is the actual name of the actor who played the vampire. And in that telling of the movie, it's what if that character was an actual vampire and they cast him in a movie. What a great idea. What a great idea. If you haven't seen Shadow of the Vampire, put that on your list. It's a great vampire movie. Willem Dafoe and John Malkovich. Great. Nosferatu. I walked out of the theater going like, that was good. That was really good. That is really true to telling Dracula's story tale of vampires and horror and longing and loneliness and dread and ritual and superstition and Nosferatu. Thumbs way up. That'll do it this week for my thoughts on Nosferatu. Yes, go see it. Yes, if you're a horror fan, if you're a monster fan like me, if you love vampires, I think it's brilliant. I think it's a wonderfully made Dracula vampire show. Yeah, I loved it. Thumbs way, way up. Stay tuned next week to hear my thoughts on Kraven the Hunter. Oh, God. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. Now I'm getting total Madam Web vibes, if you know what I'm talking about. Kraven the Hunter. But I won't spoil it any more than here. Like and subscribe if you like this content. Hit that notification bell so you know when my stuff drops. It drops on Sunday. Thanks for coming with me on the journey. Go see Nosferatu. Get in on the Dracula vibes. And if you haven't seen Shadow of the Vampire, see that. If you haven't read the novel in a while, pick up Dracula. Pick up Dracula. Read it in pieces. It's still a wonderful novel to read. It's great and good stuff. Okay, till I see you next time, my good friends, as always, peace, love, live long and prosper. And I mean it.